everyone, welcome to the stream. Hello, welcome. If this is your first time here, my name is Alex, also known as the Traveler of Places. And it's a Tuesday, a weekday, a day I'm thinking we do some stories, some tales, some objections, as we continue with Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Hello everyone, how are you going? Hello Yuri, hello Terry, how are things? How is life? Aha, the internet issue has returned. Oh yeah, sorry for the delay everyone. There's been some difficulties on this end, but I think we're good. Sup sire, sup telephone, how are things? How are you going? Now, where were we last upon Ace Attorney? Ah yes, the Turnabout Samurai. The actor on the set of Steel Samurai, if I recall, who possibly committed a murder, but I suspect that some tomfoolery is about. Let us double check you can hear me. Hello Terry, how are things? You can hear me, fantastic. Hi Yuri, how are you going? How is life? Load selected data, yes indeed. Episode 3, Turnabout Samurai. So, where are we? Eating sunflower seed and working on gay shit. That sounds like a fantastic evening, telephone. That sounds amazing. Well done. What kind of gay shit are you working on? Is it good gay? Like art or writing or... You don't have to say if you don't want to. But that's really cool. Now, Will Powers. Ooh, wait, can we examine? We have examined. Okay. I think we have seen all the things here. Upon our last meeting. Okay, let's move into the dressing room. We might have finished all of this area last time. I think we did. In that case, let's move to the gate. Main gate. Ah, yes, and the scary lady who has rubies in her hair. Oh. Life's all right, nothing to complain about. That's really good, Yuri. I'm glad. It's always good when nothing to complain about. Writing, nice, Telly. What are you writing? Other than gay shit. Hello, Mr. Faulkner. How are you? I'm all right, Jay. How are you going? How are things? I'm never gonna live the Faulkner down, am I? But I did get a piece of gay art today. Ooh. What kind of gay art did you get? Have we talked about all the things? We have. Ooh, okay. Where were we last time? Let us try, because we've explored this entire area, so let's go back here and see if something happens. Also, please excuse my occasional absence every now and then, busy year. Absolutely, I'm telling you, it's not a problem. You are never forced to be here, but you are always welcome. Never pressure, always welcome. But yeah, thank you for being here, even though the year is very busy, because the year is very busy. Oh, this is a year. Oh, this is a year. Speaking of which, everyone, we're nearly at the end of the year. We're like, what is it, 2 weeks? Wait, 1, 2, 2.5 weeks away from 2026. Oh no, that's too many. 2026 is a number that is far too high. Oh, I make myself sad. But yeah, we're nearly there. I return from my backgammon battles. I come back more victorious than before, winning more of my matches. Congratulations, Jay. Victorious success. You're getting much better. Like, that's really impressive. Every time you come back, you say you've won more. That's really cool. Congratulations, Jay. Hell yeah. Did get a lovely piece from a certain internet icon. An icon that Yuri does not know. Is that in Polish the name of the person? Ooh. Who is the internet icon? 3 weeks, actually. Oh, 3 weeks? Is it? 1, 2... Oh, it is actually 3 weeks to the day, basically. Sorry, I thought that was a half a week. No. Yeah, it is half a week at the end, but also we're halfway through the week at the moment. So, yeah, 3 weeks. Sorry, maths. It is a day. October 16th, Wright & Co. Law Offices. What's going on, Nick? Power said he was sleeping in his dressing room. But now there's a photo of him going to the studio. No, I suspect that someone is in the costume of the Steel Samurai, which you can't see anyone's face, and it's like fully body covering, meaning that someone can frame him for the murders. Also, hopefully the internet's gonna be fine today. It's complaining a little bit, not as much as it was last time. So touch wood, everything is good. Fingers crossed. Who's the icon? Yes, who is the icon? Would I know the icon? If they're Polish, I probably won't. Or is it one of the bards? Although wait, from a certain internet icon, maybe not. Jin, known in the musical theater circles. Ooh, cool. Badass, absolute icon. Don't look at me, how should I know? Let's talk. What to do? What do you think? That photo of the, words. That photo the detective was talking about is the problem here. Well, that's hard to say without seeing the actual photo ourselves. Minor update from the gender clinic. Ooh, they have like 600 people in waiting. The amount being offered first appointments is higher than referred each month. The amount being offered first appointments is higher than being referred each month. So does that mean that it's getting better or it's getting worse? Is that good news or bad news? I feel like that is definitely news though. But yeah, hopefully you can get in, Jay. That would be really cool. Sire, the bards are dead. Dead as hell. No, I thought they were immortal. The immortal bards. No. Actually, there's a really good band called Blind Guardian who are known as the Immortal Bards. And they're a really good metal band. Highly recommend. Well, that's hard to say without seeing the actual photo ourselves. But if it is Powers in that photo, his alibi is shot. It's not him. Photographic proof. Only one person went to the scene of the crime before the murder took place. For some reason, became really scary there, and written in red. And there's the photograph to prove it. Good news. Okay, wait. So more people are getting in every month. Is that what that's saying? Because if so, that's really cool. That would be awesome if they're like growing. Also, there's a YouTuber streamer who recently that they had come out as trans a while ago, but they came out as the one who had created a group. I believe they're called Anne, and they help people get gender reassignment in the UK. And like, dang, they did a really good job. But yeah, that seems to be helping a lot of people. So hopefully that like the things actually get better in the UK because of things like that. Yeah, but yeah, hope you get in, Jay. That would be awesome. And there's a photograph to prove it. I guess it makes sense that the person I guess it makes sense that person is the killer then. Why am I having trouble with the words today? What do we do, Nick? Maybe there was someone else who could have gone to the scene other than Powers. Probably several people. Let's take a look. Maybe that security lady missed someone. One thing's for sure, if there are any clues, they'll be in that studio. Okay, that's sort of pointing us in the right direction. So those numbers like that mean they are getting through referrals quicker than most. Finster, yes! Okay, you know all about this then. Yeah, Finster is like really cool for that. Like to actually make a charity that legitimately helps people. And have it going for like a year before they put their name to it, and it seems to be just running and doing cool things. Like, massive respect for that. It takes a lot of work and effort. All right, so we're going to move back to the studio. Okay, can we talk to you? Did you miss anything? Okay. Okay, outside Studio 1. Can we... I'm guessing there's nothing to talk about. Do we have anything we can present? Card key? Autopsy report? Guide map? No. How do we get anything? We've already talked about all of that stuff. What about... Let's go to the employee area. Is there anything we've missed? What if we just go through all of the things we've examined here? Let's go inside, and we'll work from inside to outside. Just also to refresh our mind what's actually happening here. So, There's a vast array of cosmetics here. She's my crush. Yeah, that's incredibly valid. Prince was really cool. Incredibly valid to have a crush on. I'm overthinking this stuff, bruh. No, not overthinking. No, what are you overthinking? Oh, the writing, I imagine. You can do it, Telly. If it helps, whenever I write something, the first draft is a bad story with bad words. The second draft is a decent story with bad words. The third draft is a decent story with decent words. That way you never have, what's the word, any pressure to actually make things good the first time. You just have to make it. As long as it exists in the first draft, you've done the thing. And that's helpful. That might not be helpful. Everyone has their own process. You do your thing. You can do it. There's a vast array of cosmetics here. Oh, this is the wig he used in Samurai Boogie Woogie. Why does he... Okay, so usually the actors don't get to keep that, and they usually wouldn't bring it to the set of their next show either. So that's kind of weird that he has this. The writing indeed. Yes, the writing. You can do it, Telly. I know you can. And I'm sleepy like always. Incredibly valid, Yuri. Do not fear the sleep. The sleep is good. The sleep is so good. Ah, the sleep. Nick, try this on. No. Also, yeah, no, don't try on other people's wigs. Especially like really expensive film grade wigs. That's bad. Don't do that. You can damage them. Fun fact, I didn't drink coffee. I didn't drink my coffee in the morning, but I did so after school. Oh, nicely done, Telly. You survived the whole day without coffee. Hell yeah. It's meant to be a pseudo-collection of letters and diaries. Nobody will write perfectly in their diary. There isn't one strict way of writing a diary. Calm down, bruh. Yes, exactly. There's no one correct way to do that. Actually, that's really good because you work that sort of challenge into the format, meaning that, yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, perfection is something to avoid in that case. That's really cool. Do the thing, Jelly. You can do it. And how could you tell the name of a show just by looking at a wig? Actually, on a lot of these really stylized shows, the wig and the outfit are so iconic that it's kind of like seeing a cartoon character. Like the design is so intense, you can just spot it by the wig. I kind of like samurai movies. Also that. Not Telly. Do not accuse me of coffee drinking, sire! Wait, I thought I mixed you up. Did I mix you up? No, Yuri didn't drink the coffee, and then Telly is doing the writing. Unless I mixed that up. I'm so sorry if I did. No! I'm also not awake. I am only like 3 sips into my coffee, and that might be the problem here. So sorry if I did that. I've been doing a basic plot as first draft, then builds from it. Yeah, that also works. Yeah! Everyone has a different form of writing, so whatever works for you, do the thing. Yeah. Kinda. Yeah, no, she absolutely loves samurai films, which is really cool. This, I think, is a clue. I wonder what else is inside Powered's bag. Stop that, my partner, the thief in training. If you're here to snoop, or you're already doing like weird things, like, yeah, you might as well look in all the things. That's what you're here for. This has been poisoned, I suspect. There's a bunch of snacks on the table. They must give these to the employees. Some tea and cookies. Nick, I'm hungry. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a separate stomach for sweets. How many stomachs does this girl have? If she were to eat one of these, I bet she would pass out, and that might be really useful information, but we probably shouldn't use our partner as a scientific guinea pig. That would be bad. You actually did mix us up. I'm so sorry, Yuri. I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. No, that's my bad. Apologies. Not much works for me, to be honest. No, Jay. You can do it, though. The struggle of writing is very real, though. I understand. I have the plot drafted out already. It's the actual writing that I'm doing right now. Aha! Nice! Very cool. The first and second draft are my favorite ones because you're actually going along the story. So, hope you can enjoy it. Have fun! Some people really hate writing, though. Like, they love having written, they hate the actual writing, and that's also valid. So, yeah, I hope you can have fun with it. Yeah. There's a story that Ian Fleming, the guy who wrote James Bond, apparently legitimately hated writing so much that for him to actually finish some of his scripts, I think he did this at least once, I don't know if he did it multiple times, he would hire a hotel room for 2 weeks, but specifically the worst hotel room he could find. And he was not allowed to leave the hotel room until he finished his manuscript. And so he was basically punishing himself until he got the job done, and then he was free of his sentence. Like, wow, that dude really hated writing. That's really rough. There are other things he could have done. There are some regular suits in among the costumes here. Those must be his own clothes. It'd be fun to wear one of the costumes. Yeah, again, that's actually really expensive property. Maybe don't mess with that. Hi, Traveler. Hi, Laura. How's it going? Welcome back. How are things? I'd say you were already wearing one. I'd say you were already wearing one myself. No, she's wearing, what's the word? Religious regalia. Like, spiritual stuff. That's not really a costume. That is essentially a uniform. As far as I'm aware. Hello, Laura. Yeah. Looks like someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap here yesterday. Yeah, so we have evidence that he did sleep. Can we see through? It's locked. Looks like he doesn't open his window much. I guess it is kind of dusty outside. Okay. Cool, so we've seen all of these. Is there anything else? There's no... Pierced to the chest by a spear. Things have been difficult for me last night. Oh no, you okay, Laura? I'm so sorry. That's really rough. Is there anything here? Nope, I think we have seen all the things. I think we have seen all the things. Okay. Let us move back to the employee area. Will Powers. There's a sign by the dressing room door. Will Powers. It must be neat to be the star and have your internet. Reconnection successful. I think we're back. I do believe... Are we back? I'll give that a few seconds. I think we're back, though. I think that we're back. There we go. Okay, we're back. Like it's written like a biography, incorporating letters, diaries, testimonies, etc. And it's meant to be read like they were real people, but of course they weren't. I made them up. Yes. So, epistolary? Is that what the word? Epistolary? I have no idea how to spell that, actually. How do you spell epistolary? How do you say epistolary? Yeah, epistolary is a literary work in the form of letters. Okay, so it was your internet. Yes. Sorry. Next time we stream, I'll be at a different internet, so hopefully it will be better. But yeah, so epistolary is a collection of like letters and found things that were meant to exist within the world of the story. And so you can like add photos, you can have letters. Frankenstein is epistolary, as is Dracula, because they're all written as letters or diary entries between people. Yeah, so it's meant to be things that exist in world that we are finding from that world. But that's really cool you're writing that. That's awesome. I'm fine now. I'm just tired of thinking of guys unreasonably complaining at others or people telling others what to do when they're just trying to have some harmless fun. It's annoying and makes me uncomfortable. Oh no, that's... yeah. I'm really sorry going through that, Laura. That's really sucky. Yeah. Some people are gonna people. And hurt people. And just because they're hurt doesn't mean they're not hurting others. Yeah, that's really sucky. I'm sorry, Laura. Very valid to be annoyed at that. The door to the dressing room is not locked. Hey, Nick, let's take a look inside. Maybe we can find something as a souvenir. What do you mean, find? You never know. There might be something like the samurai spear, the murder weapon. Your poor Croatian twin has been bombarded with questions about Croatia because of that little project of mine. No! Wait, as in, wait, are you being bombarded by questions about Croatia or of, is your characters? But yeah. Like Carrie? I haven't read Carrie. Is Carrie epistolary? It might be. I feel like Stephen King would do that. But yeah, that's really cool. We don't need a spear. Also, that's the murder weapon. And that's the murder weapon for crying out loud. Yeah, maybe don't try and find the murder weapon. So we have clothes there. We have, this is locked from the inside. A window into the dressing room. The glass is frosted, so I can't see inside. It's locked from the inside. Let's see. Cola, candy, chips, gum. Huh, it's so normal. I was expecting some cool themed snacks or something. Popcorn, at least. No, they have that at the cinema. Well, wait, look! Samurai soda! Nick, try this! Not from the bin. Ladies first. Have we done this one? Okay, yeah, that was the same one. I heard that Carrie is an epistolary horror novel. It might be, I haven't read it. I know very little about that story except the basic premise. Also, that was apparently the story that got Stephen King out of extreme poverty. Like, he and his wife were both, like, very big authors, were English teachers. And I think the story is they couldn't afford to, like, fix their car, and everything was, like, not going well. And he had actually thrown Carrie in the bin because he didn't think it was very good. And his wife found it and she either sent it off or told him to fix it and make it work. But anyway, it got sent off to the agent. And then, yeah, as they're in this, like, really, like, financial challenge, he gets a call from his agent or his publisher. And he says, oh, yeah, we've sold this paperback rights to Carrie for 200 grand. Congratulations. And he was like, what? What did you say? And so he wanted, his wife was out of town, out of the house at the time, and he wanted to get her a present. So he went to the only shop he could find and bought her a hairdryer, because it was the only thing that maybe she could use. If you read, there's a really good book he wrote on writing. The first half is his story, the second, story of his life. Second half is like all the things he does to write. That's one of the stories from that. I hope I did it justice. But yeah, that might be his best book, actually, is on writing, because it's really cool to see an author actually going through the process. And he shows you at the end, I think it's a page or two of his writing before and after editing, and like with lines through it and everything, you can actually see what he does. I'm only familiar with the movie Carrie, so I can't say. Yeah, me too, basically. Stephen King was poor? Oh, he was so poor. Oh yeah, no, he started like on a teacher's salary with kids. He was broke. And then he wrote 10 billion novels and became really rich, basically. But yeah, also here, so he's a giant author. His wife, I've forgotten what her name is. Tabitha? Stephen King's wife. She might also have a pen name. Let's Google. What is Tabitha King? Yeah. Okay, so if you Google Stephen King's wife, you get a picture of his son. That's not his wife, but her name is Tabitha King. But their son is also Joe Hill, who uses a pen name to be originally like standing on his own merits as an author, not just Stephen King's son. He's apparently also a really good author. I haven't read any of his stuff. Anything that I feel like wouldn't be able to describe naturally through diaries and letters goes into the testimony bit. That does work, yeah. Who's to say this character doesn't know that? Gossip, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I got a new hoodie recently and fell in love with it. It's going to be one of my faves, definitely. Ooh, is it like really thick and fluffy? Like really soft on the inside? Those are the best hoodies. Be able to be described. Yes. Yeah. But yeah. It's really a challenge to write epistolary novels, because everything in it, down to like the way things are formatted and such, is a part of the world building, because it's a thing that exists in the world. So if you read Dracula, the different chapters are all written by different characters, have different formats, because like one is a guy working at a psych ward as the doctor. One is a woman sending letters to her husband/boyfriend, depending where they are at the time. One is sending to a friend, and they all have different like formats, because that's how formats worked at the time. It's really interesting. Right, I learned that he was an English teacher. He really went from rags to riches. Yeah, he really did. Became one of the most successful authors in the world. Huh, it's so normal. Oh yeah, so we've been through this. Okay, so the bin and that are the same. Is there a thing there? No, no. Let's have a look at that. That must be the storage room. That's where they keep all the film equipment. Wow, Nick, you know a lot about the industry. What else would they keep in a film studio? That makes sense, just equipment in general. Can. The remains of yesterday's lunch are scattered around because it's a crime scene that you're, contaminating. Everyone was probably too shocked to clean up. There's a T-bone in one of the plates, minus the steak. Can we... T-bone steak. That would have hit the spot. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a second stomach just for steaks. What? How many stomachs does she have? Yes, it's soft on the inside, and thanks to that, it's warm. Also makes me look more masked. Nice, Yuri! Yes, gender-confirming thing is great. Awesome. Very cool. It would be weird for someone to describe this motion in their diary/letter to someone, but oh well. But there's this guy that was that was there also, and you know he saw this, so that's how we know. Yeah, that also works. Yeah, the challenge of writing, like how do you describe the point of view character? One of the easiest ways is to have multiple point of view characters, and you just cheat. At least that's what I do, often. Okay. Coffee. What? Okay, so we've looked at everything. T-bone steak there. Let us... is there anything... We're not putting T-bone steak into this. Guide map, time of death. Can we have a look at this? So we're here. We need to get to Studio 1 somehow. The main gate, Studio 2. I literally feel gender euphoria while wearing it. Hell yeah, Yuri! That's awesome! I'm so glad you have that. It can be really hard for people to get gender euphoria, so like, yeah. Good for you, I'm really glad for that. We're going to move. Okay, so from here... We've been there. We've been outside Studio 1. Wait, have we been there? Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Is there anything to examine? Ooh, that's what we need. Aha! How do we know XYZ? Well, you see, that lady told us so. Yeah, and that's where you get into, was she telling the truth? Who knows? Oh yeah, sometimes it's so hard. Yeah, that's absolutely valid. Like, having that sort of in your head telling you that you're wrong, and then you get like that one piece of clothing that's like, no, this is right. This is what you're meant to be. It's such a huge feeling. I'm so glad you have that, Yuri. The entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. I wonder if this card key we borrowed from the dressing room will work. It opened! We're totally breaking and entering. All right, we're in! She's way too happy for someone visiting a crime scene. Can we move? Aha! Here we go! We found the... Ooh, wow, there's... I don't think that's what people are shaped like. That's, a little bit too squiggly for a person. Coffee. October 16th, Studio 1. Aww. What is it? You're real quiet all of a sudden. So, option A, she is a fan of this show, and the villain, who was also just an actor, like he wasn't actually a bad guy in real life, was killed here. And so that's a very sad thing for a fan to see, the place where, you know, someone who helped make a thing that they loved pass away. Secondly, she's a literal psychic. So all of that energy and all of that, trauma is probably hanging about in the air. And then she could probably feel that. So, yeah. Doesn't it give you the shivers, Nick? Yeah, probably the psychic thing. Yeah. There are some places where you walk into and, like, oh, everything just hits you. You go, okay, some stuff went down here. And then you, like, look into it a bit, and sometimes you find, oh yeah, some real stuff did go down here. That's why when this crowd of like people that are rambunctious and like kicking footballs around, going crazy, suddenly go quiet when they enter a certain room because some stuff happened there. Like, okay. I need to cut my hair shorter, and then Euphoria will be with me almost every day, at least when I'm home. When I'm not home. So when you're not home, you get to like dress and be yourself a bit more. I'm guessing. You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. That I just realized that's quite personal. But yeah, you should absolutely cut your hair shorter and do that. Do the thing that gives you the gender euphoria, because that's awesome, and you deserve that. The worst part about this project was designing all the men. Bloody boring suits and boring hair. But can you make it interesting suits and interesting hair as they buck the trend? Although, depending on time periods, that does become a challenge. Yeah, there was apparently one dude in like the 1800s, at least in English history. I don't know about the rest of Europe. I assume it was also his fault, because to hell with that guy, who is the reason that men's fashion became like black, grey, and dark blue. I think dark blue might even be a buck in the trend. I think it's black and dark grey. He just made all the suits. He set the fashion for all the suits being dark colors, whereas beforehand, like the royalty would wear bright colors, and everyone wanted to copy them. No, I can't. No. To be historically accurate. Yeah. So in English history, again, like every country has their own versions of this. Oscar Wilde was like one of the most flamboyant people around. As far as I know, he still conformed to the dark suits, because that was the fashion of the time, and he was the most fashionable person, or among them. And so even if he is not doing the brightly colored thing, then yeah, sort of no one is, unfortunately. Yes, I think he did that. I kind of hope he didn't. I hope he got to be his flamboyant self. He had a whole story, which is kind of sad. Really good writer, though. I have like one bloke in a red suit, and that's as crazy as the suits get. I mean, a bright red suit is pretty crazy and kind of badass. Hello, Golden Shadow Productions. How's it going? Thanks, Warframe. Clearly this game thinks making me cry is cool. Making people cry is absolutely cool, provided you do it... Wait, how do I word that? There's so many ways that could go bad. I don't know if I want to finish that sentence. Exactly. Also, when I'm not home, there are people that don't know me, and most of the time when I had shorter hair, they called me a boy. So, oh, Yuri. Wait, that's the gender you prefer, right? In which case, oh, that's really cool. Like, yeah, that must be so gender affirming. Oh, internet. Internet is frozen. Internet. Can you come back, internet? Internet. I think we're back. Okay, cool, yeah. Absolute gut punch of a mission. Jesus. Nice. That's a good sign of writing. One of the best compliments I get on my writing is, F you made me cry. Like, it's not just, this was an emotional thing that you wrote and made me cry. It's, you did it against my will. Like, how dare you give me emotions? And I'm like, ha, gotcha. The main guy has a pink neckerchief, scarf, bow tie. God knows what it is. Oh yeah, an ascot, right? Where it's like a high-collared... yeah, so it's like tied around here and goes down below the collar line. Sort of like a silk scarf, a little bit. That's all the color you'll get. No! What about a cane? Like a brightly colored cane. They can get away with that. Maybe, because canes are kind of cool. Respect the cane. Doesn't it give you the shivers, Nick? Yeah, so she's psychicking out. That white tape, it's so real. She might not be realizing she's doing the psychic thing right now. She might be just like logically piecing things together. Well, the evil magistrate did die here. Specifically there. That's what the tape is for. And the Steel Samurai killed him. Possibly. That we're here to say that that did not happen. The murder weapon was the samurai spear. It sounds pretty real to me. Also, props on a film and TV set are not generally sharp. You have a sharp and or usually not a sharp, usually just metal, sword, spear, etc. prop, and then you swap that out for a stunt one, which means they can hit people and like they can break and they can make 20 of them. You have the metal one for the close-up that shows the edge, and then everything else is blunt and or foam or plastic or something that they can easily replace, because it takes a lot of effort and a lot of like really high level training to make a really good sword that looks good on camera, is sharp so you get that edge on the close-up, but also that isn't going to break if it hits anything. If you look at Lord of the Rings films, all of the swords, I believe we were told, were incredibly functional swords. And the only one that was allowed to actually have a metal sword was Viggo Mortensen, who played Aragorn, because he was a method actor, and so he had like actual metal chainmail and actual metal longsword, and he just carried that around everywhere. He never walked away from his sword for like a year or whatever it was, the 3 months they were shooting. Kind of respect that. That's kind of method actor I kind of respect. Doesn't put other people to shame. So as background, there's a character in the Warframe lore known as the Stalker, a literal rage beast who has one goal: destroy all Tenno. Well, this mission put you into his shoes, where you could play as him, as he's trying to save the life of a Tenno who stopped us from killing him. Oh no. Oh no. That could be so brutal. Seeing things from the entire opposite side. Yeah, that's a really cool writing trick. I wrote a review. Someone made the comment, "Who hurt you?" Aww. Yeah. Is that because made them cry? No. When the main character is did I miss anything? No, cool. While the main character is disabled, we good, yeah. Then I don't get a cane would work. I don't think a cane would work, and I'm not big on the cane as a sign of wealth thing either. Yeah, so the cane as a sign of wealth, that's fair. It was just a fashion thing for a while, though. It was also a defense thing, because it was socially acceptable at various time periods to carry a cane, and, you know, the streets are maybe not the safest thing. So basically, you're carrying a big stick to thwack a dude with. So, yeah, I think, and that's why sword canes became a thing, because they were able to carry a defensive weapon. And look stylish while they do it. Yes. So desperate, he turns to us, but we fail. We learn that this Tenno was Stalker's former wife when they were both human, and she just died giving birth to their child. Oh wow, that's like 10 times of trauma. No, why would they do this? Also, well done, that's really impressive, but no, why would they do this? No. The murder weapon was the samurai spear. Sounds pretty real to me. It does. Let us examine the remarkably detailed. I'm guessing that's the that's his collar, and that's his clothes, and yeah, that's quite the detailed outline. The outline where Jack Hammer's body lay with tape. His body was found still inside the evil magistrate costume. I guess that's why the head part looks like a helmet. That would make sense. Funny, I expected a spear stabbing would leave at least a few bloodstains. Starting to pick out the problems here. So yeah, film props are not usually sharp, meaning that he couldn't be stabbed. Also, a standard trope in a lot of like murder mysteries is where obviously someone's been stabbed or shot or whatever, but there's no blood on the ground, no blood coming out of it, because the body has stopped pumping blood when it's passed away. So they've been killed through other means, and then they've faked a stab wound or bullet or whatever. And there's no blood on the outside, meaning it happened post-mortem. That might have been what happened here. Maybe they were stabbed after actually dying of like poison or whatever. There's already a gun established as a weapon, not necessarily against another person. Okay, that's kind of cool. So no cane then. Could it be a flamboyant gun, a colorful gun, a gun covered in gold? Perhaps. But also, yeah, do the thing. You're doing the cool thing, yeah. And I still got 4 missions to go. I just wasn't expecting a gut punch. No! Gut punches are really good when you have them in told well, though. When you have, say you're like halfway through the book and they either solve the story or like the main character dies or something like really intense thing happens, and you just look at the rest of the book and realize you're only halfway through, and you think, oh no, oh, we've still got half a book to go. We need it to end in like 2 pages and there's like 10 chapters left. This can only go badly. No! But it had this incredible moment where, carrying his infant child, he becomes imbued with Jade's, the dead wife, power, and he uses it to rip through the enemies who had invaded his home. Ooh, that's a cool dad moment. Very nice. Like, defending the kid. Very cool. I guess the costume must have absorbed most of it. Now, I bet he wasn't actually stabbed. Until he actually passed away. That's my theory anyway. Hey, look! That's the chair the director sits in! Not necessarily. So this is called a director's chair because directors do usually put them next to the camera. Specifically because it's easy to pick up and fold away and like the PAs can move it around. Basically everyone that needs to be at the set and wait for a reason, like the director sits in them, but also the actors that are offset and they're going to come in and out, they will have a chair with their name on it. Usually, from what I've seen. Not always, I guess. Every set is different. But it's literally just a chair that folds away easily and is kind of comfortable to sit in. I've always wanted to sit in one of these. You can just buy them from hardware shops. It's not a rare chair. It's just a chair that they use because they fold up easily. Regular gun, probably a bit withered too. Ooh, it's eventually given away, so I don't do anything stupid. Ah, are you Chekhov's gunning it? Because it's going to come back and he's definitely going to do something stupid. I feel like any character that says, take this so I don't do something stupid, they're going to guarantee they're going to do something stupid. There's a really cool line in How to Train Your Dragon where, minor spoilers, obviously things have gone really bad and it's like climactic point and they're about to like lose everything. And then Hiccup has an idea and Astrid says, what are you about to do? Probably something stupid. But it's just a really good line and it's like kind of flirting with her and it's a really cool line. I respect that line. But yeah, now I got 4 missions left before the next expansion. The Old Peace drops literally tomorrow. Ooh, so are you trying to get through all 4 missions before tomorrow? Or wait, is it the kind of thing where they wipe before the expansion comes out? Or can you continue over the next coming days and weeks? Are you rushing to get through it? Because good stories are good stories. You gotta let that stuff draw out. But new expansion is pretty cool to get to. I've always wanted to sit in one of these. Hey Nick, take a look at that. One of those black and white boards they clap at the start of filming. Do we have one of those here? And look, a megaphone! A real live megaphone! Ready, Nick? Action! This girl is more trouble than I thought. Yeah, she's crazy. I like her. She's awesome. A ladder! Look at that ladder. Look, a ladder. That's a step ladder. Congratulations, Phoenix, you did the thing. So, what's the difference? That's a remarkably good question. What is the difference between a ladder and a step ladder? You need to stop judging things based on how narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Yeah, do you have like a slide ladder? Or like a float ladder? A run ladder, as opposed to a step ladder. Right, sorry. This girl is not a Chekhov's gun. It's just a signifier of MC's deteriorating mental health. Okay, that's fair. That's cool then. To try and get the... Okay, yeah, that kind of something stupid. That's also very fair. Okay, I didn't actually pick that up, and I should have. That was very silly of me. Nicely done, Telly. That's very cool. I had this really dumb idea. Oh, I think the internet has passed away. The internet is back, all right. I had this really dumb idea a long time ago. Instead of Chekhov's gun, you have Blinsky's... what was it? Blinsky's smoke bomb is whereas Chekhov's gun is a gun that you introduce in Act 1 and it must be used in Act 3. Blinsky's smoke bomb is something that could absolutely solve all of the problems, but they never use. They specifically avoid doing. Just to be really annoying to the audience. I've never used this in a story. I have no idea how to do it correctly. But I want to see it done. No, it's just probably the biggest expansion they have dropped to date, finally going deeper into our past and what led to the creation of the Warframes in the first place. We're talking essentially World War I on a galactic scale. Ooh, very cool. Very cool. I'm probably not going to be able to play Warframe because it's too big a game and I don't have the time, but I love the soundtrack. I think it was you who posted the, what's the Seafarers song with the woman as the thumbnail. I forgot the name of the song, but it's a really good song. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. This girl is out there. Okay, so we've seen a stepladder. Can we see a backpack? Can we see a camera? A camera. Yes. Wow, look at that camera. That must cost a ton. Yeah, they're like 150 grand. Very few places actually own the big cameras. They're just rented out because they're so expensive to make. Yeah, so don't touch it. Yeah, you do not touch that without permission. No, that's incredibly delicate. Wow, it's heavier than I thought. No, Maya, put it down. Put it down, please. Hey, you! No touching that! Oh, that's not the voice that I should have given her. Okay, what kind of voice should we give her? Well, let's get to her line first. I'm sorry, my partner is kind of, you know. You know? No, I don't know. Who are you? Okay, what kind of voice do we give Penny? I 100% did post the soundtrack knowing me. Yes, absolutely. It was a really good soundtrack. I think we put it into Traveler of Tunes. At least one of the songs. Because it was really good. I really enjoyed that one. I still listen to it. Sometimes. Okay, so what voice should she have? I'm thinking something like, who, me? I'm an assistant here. No. Herbie? No, that's Edgeworth. What should we do? I already give Maya like this. We could go... Who, me? I'm an assistant here. Who, me? I'm an assistant here. I help with props and stuff, moving them around, ordering new ones, etc. We're lawyers representing Mr. Will Powers. Oh, you're WP's people. That's not uncommon for people of significance within a film industry to just get their first letters. Yeah, put that in. I had a stepladder. Never knew my real ladder. No, your real ladder was lost. Did your real ladder go to the corner shop for milk and never came back? And then your mother found another ladder, a stepladder. That was really mean, and I didn't pull that off very well. I'm sorry. You made a much better joke than I did. Oh, you're WP's people. WP? Oh, Will Powers. WP. I get it. I don't... Oh, the WP is a long one. You probably just say Will Powers because... Or Will P. That's kind of bad. That makes sense why they didn't do that. Because W is the longest of the letters, which is very dumb. That's the best part. Warframe as a game is a play-at-your-own-pace type of game. I've been playing over the course of years, and I've really just dived into the lore. Nice, Golden. That's really cool. I should get into it at some point. Part of the reason that I stream, or started streaming, now the reason I stream is that it's really fun. Part of the reason that I started streaming is I wanted to play more games, and I need to, like, force myself to, like, carve out time for it. So I don't really get time to play games outside of streams, which is very sad. Because I really like playing games. Oh, internet. We're losing a lot of internet. Are we? There we go, we're back. Yeah. I don't get the chance to play games outside of stream, which is very sad. I want to play more games. Games are good. And the internet is being mean, doo-dah, and doo-dah. Internet is being mean, all the doo-dah-day. I'm watching so many dropped frames right now. OBS, I know you can do it. Pick up the frames that you've dropped. You can do it. Stand tall, deliver, pick up the dropped frames. Ha. Yeah. This is not good. Internet. Nope. Total disconnection. Okay, I'm just gonna wait a little bit while the internet comes back. Internet comes back. Come on, internet. You can come back. You can do it. I know that you can. Internet. Oh, internet. What are they feeding you? Internet. Oh, internet. It's a little bit your fault. Internet gods, I pray to thee. Bring back the nets of... The connections must thrive. Come now, internet. I have no idea if any of you can actually hear the ramblings that I'm currently doing. I think we can. I think we're back. Are we back? Maybe? Possibly? Ooh, no. I'm really sorry about this, everyone. I'm imagining what you're getting is just, like, tiny smatterings of my madness. Maybe? I can see 2 messages, but I'm not going to read them until I know that the internet is functional. Do. Come on, internet, you can do it. I know that you have the power. Oh, great gods of the internet. Is there a sacrifice I can make? Could we perhaps sing another song? Would that make you happy? No, okay, that's not what you want. Gods of the internet, would we maybe... If everyone spammed emotes, would that make you happy, internet? Maybe? No? Okay, maybe not. Gods of the internet, what would you like to bring the internet back? What kind of bargaining can we do here? Let's lay it on the table. Like, what's the office that you're after? You know? We know you can do this. Come on. I think we're back. I still haven't got that yet. Okay. I don't know what to do. Stream is healthy. I beg to differ. YouTube. I don't know what to do. All the frames. I can't function. Let's do this. Progress. Slow progress. We can actually be successful. Okay. Okay. Oh, we're back to that now. That's not what you should be doing. Resistance if futile. Okay, we're okay, cool. So, for the longest time, we've been on this same screen, and I'm pretty sure you guys didn't see this screen without my character on it. I don't think that went through. Resistance is futile. Blah! It's alright. We'll take ship to whatever seas we must. I'm so #fake. You're just, inexperienced at being... Sorry, everyone. I don't want to just stop the stream. We've got several hours. But it says excellent connection now. Is that going to last for more than 10 seconds? Maybe. Hopefully. It's kind of disheartening. Thank you everyone for sticking around, by the way. That's really cool of you. Okay, I think we're alive! Okay. I think we're back here. We shall see. Yes, I'm so sorry about that, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around with that. It's really cool of you, because that probably was not the most enjoyable experience. Or maybe it was. Maybe it was hilariously weird. I don't know. I sang many songs in that time and did literal prayers to literal gods. I still have shit to say. I'm not leaving prematurely shaking my head. Thank you so much, Telly. Thank you for staying. That's really cool. Anyway, Golden Shadow Productions. You said things and I did not read them because of that. That's the best part. Warframe is a game to play at your own pace type of game. I've been playing over the course of years and I've only just dived into the lore. Alright, time to lock in for the next story quest. Whispers of the Zariman. It really says something when the end game is making yourself look as cool as possible. Yeah, that's a sign to say, hey, it's time to go end game. Time to go big. Although, as always on weekdays, I would like to go early. Absolutely fair. Sleep is good. Sleep is very good. Actually, I'm thinking that maybe we're going to switch the story and the Stardew streams so that the stories will be on weekends and the Stardew will be on weekdays. Maybe, possibly, an idea. I don't know. We're going to try it. Because the month of December is going to be a little bit messed up because of, like, doing family stuff and such. I won't be able to stream as much as usual, as you've seen so far. Just switching it around a little bit. Because there is going to be a week at the end of December where I just won't be able to stream at all. And then we'll be back to like full production next year, hopefully, depending on life in general. But yeah, we're going to try switching that up and we'll see how that goes. Which also means that next Tuesday will be a Stardew stream, because we need our Stardew streams in there. Even if we're only streaming once a week, we need to do some Stardew streams. And the internet is... Okay, I think we're here. Okay, cool. I don't envy you guys one bit. But do what you can for WP, okay? He never hurt a fly. He has to be innocent. Don't worry, leave it to us. Yeah. Sure thing. Cool, yeah. Let us talk to Penny. Day of the crime. Could you tell me anything about the day of the murder? Yes, I was in the studio the whole day. I was the only assistant on staff that day, you see. Only one assistant? Yeah, it must be a very small production to only have one PA. Personal assistant. Yeah, usually there's a team, like at least one per actor, a minimum one per director. Others, there's usually some around running like the food and just getting things ready. The lighting team has their own system. Like, yeah, you have a lot of assistants on a set. I kind of need to balance the personality of my main guy. Oh yeah? Balance how? What are the tipping points currently? Only one assistant? Yes, well, the studio isn't doing doing so well right now. That's not a good sign. And yesterday was the only rehearsal for our action sequences. That's really bad. Don't do that. Don't do that. You need more than one rehearsal for people to get the action well, especially in a show entirely about the choreography. Usually it takes like months to get that. Or at least weeks. Oh, I see. Dun dun dun! Hey, I saw that. I think the spear was broken. Gasp! In the morning, we went through the action sequences in the employee area. WP and Hammer were there, along with everyone else. The employee area, that's where Powers' dressing room... Oh, the employee area, that's where Powers' dressing room is, right? Yes, that's the place. I think we saw the spear get broken there, which means it couldn't have been the spear. After eating lunch there, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1. They seem to be friends. Okay, that's cool. Why is she watching at all times when should be on the gate? Why is she not on the gate? And she's suspicious. Then I saw WP go into his dressing room. But I didn't see either of them after that. Okay. So Will Powers went into his dressing room. Hammer went into Studio 1, which I'm guessing is here. And then didn't see anyone after that. Okay. Okay. Did you know that Mr. Powers was sleeping in his room? No, I wouldn't go in there unless I had some urgent message for him. Yeah, you tend to leave the actors be. He's meant to obviously be smart. He is educated. He's a grown man, so he's got to be mature. That's not necessarily true of most grown men, but also valid. But also, he's not the best in professional interpersonal relations. But also, like, he's not naive, but tends to ignore aspects of reality for his own mental health and whatnot. Okay, yeah, so selective hearing kind of thing, taking the information that helps him rather than those that would hurt his head. He doesn't have much experience in non-professional human settings. Friends, buddy pals? Who? I don't know. Okay, so he's not used to having friends, he's used to having co-workers. That's an interesting dynamic to have. That's kind of cool. Okay. Yeah, sounded like a pretty good character. Or interesting character. I mean, it's his private... What kind of girl do you think I am? That's fair. What kind of... No, I'm not. I'm sure you're a fine girl. Sorry. My dude, Phoenix. Yeah, you don't need to flirt. So much for getting a confirmation of Powers' alibi. What do we do, Nick? We haven't found anything. If WP was the only one who came to the studio, then he has to be the killer, even if they have a photograph. They even have a photograph. They have a photograph, I bet, that's in costume, so you can't see his face. Sorry, I know you're busy. Not really, honestly. Actually, there's been something bothering me. Ah! That's what I'm talking about! A clue! A lead! Well, I don't know about that, but that day, just after noon, I sensed someone was here. You sensed? Yes, several times. There was magic in the air. Some other studio employees, maybe? No, I don't think so. I think it was a ghost. The only thing we had scheduled was an action scene run-through. I was the only assistant here that day. I have a feeling it was someone from... outside. Beyond the veil. Really? But wait, you're right. I'm sorry, I don't have any better information than that. No, thanks. That helps us a lot. Anything helps. Let's go put that security lady on the spot. Ooh. His main point of reference for non-professional relations is like his family, which is a very different vibe generally to friends. Friends and family, very different types of love. Sibling mostly, and you can imagine having basically one point of reference for anything isn't the best. Absolutely. Yeah, you tend to treat your family, your siblings like that in a very different vibe than you will your friends that you go to the pub with. And you need that. You need both in your life. But if you only have one as a point of reference, you then have to learn how to have the other. Which, yeah. Okay, I'm seeing his like challenges. That's kind of cool. Sensing someone. So you sense that someone other than the regular film crew was on the studio. I'm having trouble speaking today. I'm sorry. Yes, I think doesn't cut it in a witness testimony. Nick, what about that security lady? If someone else came into the studio, she must have seen them. Yeah, let's go talk to her. Outside Studio 1. Do you have anything to talk to? Nope. Let's go to the main gate of the studio with the security lady waiting. October 16th, Global Studios, main gate. What was her voice? It was more like down here. What? You're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. Ah, but we did see a ghost. There was one sensed, the presence from beyond the veil. Yes. Let us talk about an assistant's claim. What? You saw that suspicious look on your... What? I saw that suspicious look on your face. I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 p.m., correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times? Sure as can be. But we have a witness who thinks there was someone from outside here that day. What? Are you absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Ma'am? Well, actually, we know that she wasn't because she was watching the rehearsal in the pictures that we saw. I don't know how we know that, but we did see those pictures. Ma'am? Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me? Eek. All right, you better tell me quick, you spiky-haired cretin. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, hey? We were just talking to the assistant in Studio 1. Her! She's not even a full-time employee. All you young'uns are like that nowadays. Tomorrow was saying this and the other thing when I was knew a thing or two about respecting your elders back. Shame on you, you slave. Grah! And she died. So she's fun. She's a problem. Yeah, that's not who you want as a security guard. Someone who's going to explode at a second's notice and then leave. She left. Well, Nick, she's crazy. we should go. This is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders. Let us look at the computer. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Nick, maybe we can see that photo of Powers with his computer. Yeah, maybe. Should I try the computer? Absolutely try it. We're gonna break in anyway. Might as well. This is in no way admissible in court. Like, we are breaking so many rules. And we're not meant to be investigating. We're meant to be gathering the evidence that is given to us by the cops. We're not meant to be here. Okay, let's give it a try. You know how to work these things, Nick. Looks like I just have to enter in a few numbers, like a password. which may be written next to it. Who knows? Let's see. First, I need the date of the murder. It looks like the camera turned on at 1 p.m. that day. That was when the security lady arrived at the guard station.
Please enter the number of the security camera.
I don't know the number that we use. I'm pretty sure that it's on, that we actually look at the camera outside Studio One. For most of his life, his general emotional life revolved around one strong relationship, siblings, and then thrust into this now seemingly strong relationship, and having only the reference of the loving sibling bond. When this new bond with the new person starts to fall apart, he doesn't know how to deal with it. Ooh, yeah, that's a good challenge. Welcome back, by the way. Thank you, Jay. Sorry about the internet. Yeah, sorry the internet's being mean. The gods are challenging us. The seas are rough, but we shall ride. We shall ride the waves. So, first of all, we need a transmitted illness, an STI. Let's go with, these are the same number. There's not the same number. There's very different numbers. Okay, let's go with that one. Like a person needs many people around to balance out their emotions and stuff, but he goes from one strong bond to another singularly strong bond. Ooh, okay. Let's try that one. There, entered. Hey, it printed out the data for that day. Let's see what we got. Ooh, we were right! Amazing! And I was right that he's in costume. You can't see his face. But also, I'm pretty sure that broke. So they had another one, which is sharp, because most of them aren't. Huh? How is this a picture of Will Powers? Well, he is the one who always wears that suit. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him? I don't imagine the detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Something's printed on the back. Huh? October 15th, 2 p.m., photo 2. You can't just put all of yourself on the hands of one person. Yeah, you need to like spread around a little bit and like not put pressure on one person to always be there. Like, there are people in your life that will always be there, and that's really cool, but you can't put yourself on them without consent, I guess. Like, they will always be there for you, but you have to be there for them in the same way. Your emotional stability can't depend on just one person. Yeah, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility when it comes to mental illness and emotional stability. Some of that is reaching out, and some of that is doing your own work. You can't put it entirely onto someone else. October 15th, 2 p.m., photo 2. What does that mean? We're missing photo 1, and it's an hour later. Maybe there's more photos data from that day? Nope, that's the only one in the computer. Powers photo added to the court record. Taken at the gate between the entrance and the studios, October 15th, 2 p.m., photo 2. Where is photo 1? Who knows? Let us see. Hey, Nick! Can we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Maybe don't be mean, but also she is very mean, so that's fair. And he can't even fall back on the sibling bond, because this new relationship, he's got slowly chipped away that path to his sibling. Oh, so he's like broken down his sibling bond because of the new relationship. Ooh, challenge. Yeah. That's kind of cool. Okay. So like at the end of the story, he's a complete wreck. Oh no, poor guy. Feel bad for him. No. Also, kind of cool story. I like it. Right. We'll put her in her place. The place being that room that we broke into. Hey, that's what I said. Anyway, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. Why not? Because we broke in to get it. It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. Nick, you're craftier than I give you credit for. But also, keeping secrets, maybe not always the best idea when you're trying to get information, but let's see the logic both ways. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So are we done for today? I think we might be. I think this photo is what we needed for the trial. Again, we broke in. We could have manufactured that. There's no, like, the reason that the police find the evidence and then bring it to the lawyers is because they are instructed and trained and, what's the word? Overseen so that they know where the evidence comes from and they are able to be put on the stand as a source of the evidence in case there are any difficulties with that. And then you guarantee that this is a photo from there. We're just going to come up with a photo from nowhere and say, yeah, see, that proves it. Like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't prove anything. There's no chain of information. Like, you can't put anyone on the stand as to the source of this photo because we just broke in and stole it. Basically, we've ruined it, everything. We put this guy to death because of our malpractice. We're very bad at this. You can imagine a said sibling is bloody confused. For like 30 years, you have this sibling you're close to, and then suddenly the bloke just cuts contact out of nowhere. Like, what happened? Yeah, that's not good. Some people do that, and it's really kind of sucky. But, yeah, it is sucky when that happens. So, Still, it'd be better if we had some idea who the real killer was. Maybe it really is that security lady. Maybe it is the security lady. To be continued. Ooh, we might go to the trial next. Dun 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 dun! Save your progress up to this point. Yes, absolutely. Save on there. Yes. Aha. Let's go back and continue the story. October 18th, 10 a.m., so 2 days later. Maybe 3 days later. I forgot it was 15th or 16th. District Court, courtroom number 4. Dun 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 dun! Gavel! Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please.
The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact.
I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness.
Very well. I call the most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Dun dun dun.
Hi.
Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court.
Yes, sir. See, I'll explain with the guide map here. See, to understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios. See. I love that I put that in, but it is actually just how he's meant to speak. Sorry. Microphone. This here is the employee area, see? The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady is terrifying, but she works at the studios... I shouldn't have done that. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day, and she scares me, honestly. Past the security station, here is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1, the scene of the murder. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here in an entire studio. That's not good. That's so very not good. That's not how studios work. That's how people filming in their backyards work. They are. They're crumbling. The victim, Jack Hammer. The defendant, Will Powers. And a young woman, the production assistant. So not the lady at the gate? All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Dun 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 dun, the villain. Oh yeah, said sibling is basically the author of the whole book. Oh, so they're sort of documenting, like their sibling, the main character, falling away and like doing weird things, and the entire epistolary letters are from an outside perspective of that character. But internally being able to say, like, why are they falling away? Why are they going for them instead of me? Why am I losing my sibling? That's kind of cool. That's a cool angle. I like that. Very nice. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to the Studio One. See? Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production was for rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. Dun dun dun! For he was dead. That's a very clean hole. That's like, you don't usually see depth to a stab wound. Yeah. The time of the death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear was found lodged in the victim's chest. Found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. I bet it wasn't, because there's no blood. That's the case, in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to the whole thing again? Why would they give us that option? If we listen to it again, oh, internet, please come back. Thank you. I feel like maybe listening again is going to change it. I'm sorry, could you describe that one more time? I should have known it would be you, pal. Why? Fine, one more time for the mentally challenged lawyer. Hey, be nice. Yeah, live it up while you can, Gumshoe. Okay, the internet's being weird. I'm gonna skip through this in case it is actually like the same thing again. In this case, it's Portland Studio C, employee area. I'm looking for anything different. Mangata Studios. She was there 1 p.m. Past the gate. Past out of the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now on the day of the murder, October 15th, 3 people here, which is very weird. Victim Jack Hammer, defendant Will Powers, and a young woman on the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. He goes over there. Then after lunch, the victim Jack Hammer went to the Studio 1. Got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. Production staff came to perform a rehearsal. Rehearsal was cancelled. This looks like a fake death, but because of that weird wound, but cool. 2:30 p.m. Lodged in the chest. That doesn't look like a blade thing, but I guess that might just be the art. That's the case, in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? So it's gonna be the same thing every time. Cool, good to know. Said sibling did have a bit of an issue getting the needed belongings, because surprise, surprise, the people he worked for are kind of sucky and hard to talk to. Yeah, that's not uncommon. No, poor guy, poor sibling, no. Should I listen to the whole thing again? No, I think we're good. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. I think it's, all of the time periods have spears. We technically have spears now, but they're bayonets. Just a form of a spear on a pew-pew. So, yeah. Samurai spear added to the court record. This spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Dun dun dun.
Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see?
Understood.
Let's call the security officer to the stand.
She saw whatever she wanted to see. Between her 5 eyes.
Will the witness declare her name?
My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
Your name. Ah! Your name, please.
Asexual king.
Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma.
Court of law. Not how that works. Her name is still Old Bag. That's really mean.
Your name, please.
Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their names. That did happen last time, yeah.
Wendy Oldbag, dearie.
That's her name? Her name is actually Oldbag? Or also Windy Oldbag is what they're... Windy Oldbag, yeah. That's what they're referencing there. Cool. That's really mean.
So just call me Grandma. So even when I was young, I was an old bag, and not really still about the other children would have made me and just believe it. But there was this boy, the captain of the chess. He called me an old bag when I cried and cried and cried.
Objection!
Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness.
Shut up, Judge Gandalf. Yeah. I'm looking for someone to go on venture to the courtroom to objection. Objection sustained, because, wow, we didn't get any of that. Wow. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I was just getting to the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony?
Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, I was.
I was kind of expecting her to flirt with him, rather than being creepy to the younger guy. Like, those couple. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you.
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony.
She sure is one hell of an old bag.
Be me, be nice, but also, yeah. Witness testimony, witness's account.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through there since the morning.
Okay, the internet is being mean. The internet is being mean. Internet, please come back, and I think that we're back.
I, well, had some errands to run that morning. 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5.
So no one was at the guard station? Because you had some errands to run? That's not how your job works. No, there was no other guards. Meaning, the whole place was left unguarded while people were in there. That's really bad. That's really bad. Internet's being a pain again. Yo! Gonna wait for the internet to be nice. Come on, internet, you can be nice. Maybe. No data, no! This is a problem. This is very much a problem. No data, please, return! Return, no data, no! No! Maybe we're back, I don't know. We keep dropping frames. No data again. Okay. Internet. Back. A good ship of piratical madness. This story I shall write whenever the internet dies. And this ship would cross this seas with her crew. Oh, are we live? Maybe we're live? With her crew of, what should we say? With her crew of creatives and what should we call ourselves? With her crew of creatives and madfolk? Free my man, I know! We must make it, we must return! Creators and good. With a crew of creators and good silliness. Until the gods got wind of their exploits. Seems a bit better for now. Aha! So you said that and then went straight to no data. Possibly. Are we back? We may be alive again. I think that we're alive again. I think that we're alive! Thank you so much for waiting, everyone. I'm so sorry about that. So, I think, yeah, whenever the internet dies like that, I'm just going to start working on that story. And we'll see where that goes. Probably not going to do anything, but we can start working on the Traveler of Places lore. So let's see how long that takes for us to get over here. Thank you so much for sticking with us through that. I'm so sorry that the internet is being mean, but yeah, I think we're going to hold out. I'm going to keep streaming until at least we've had a 3-hour stream. Usually we do about 4 hours. But if it's doing this the entire time, maybe we'll go a little bit past 3 and that we'll see where we're at. But we might not stream for quite as long as usual if this is the way. Because it just died again. Yeah. Oh, well, we're back. Okay, cool. Back. I'm thinking that might be the way. But also, question for all of you then, and I'm going to put this in the chat so that it gets through. For all of you then, what lore should our story include? Okay, yes. So, if we're going to have the internet constantly dying, maybe we should do things that we can actually do with a faulty internet, such as putting things in the chat and working through making a cool thing. I think that could be fun. So whenever the internet dies, we'll work on that together. Only if you guys want to, though. I was at the main gate from then until 5 p.m. So 1 until 5, so that's 4 hours. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. Mm-hmm. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. We shall have poppy fields. Ooh, okay. Poppy fields are cool. What for? We'll see. Okay. Are the poppy fields on the ship? The ship does not need to... So, the current law that we have, we are pirates upon an airship, traveling between places. Traveling to places of good madness. And the ship does not need to be the same size on the inside as it is on the outside. The ship does not necessarily need to have the same dock every time, but it could. It could have a place that it visits quite regularly. So the poppy fields could be on the ship, or it could be a place that the ship goes. I'm liking the poppy field idea. Poppies are the national flower of Poland. Is that right? Or is it just a very common flower in Poland? Yes, Your Honor. So let's have a look. What we got? Cross-examination. Witness's account. Okay, so on the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. Okay. Sure, we can have them on the ship. Yeah! Having flowers on a ship seems really nice. I like that idea. Oh, we also, the ship does have a whole lot of the law. We searched for the jar of dirt. Jack's held that is special steady streaming dirt. Ooh, special steady streaming dirt. Okay. They are indeed, yes. Okay, I'm gonna write this down. So, puppies on the ship. Special streaming. Jar of dirt. Cool. I actually recorded a lore video, like, I don't know, 2 months ago. No, before the move, actually. And I was gonna animate it, but I did not get to animate it, but I did record the whole thing. It's got audio. It has no animation. No, not again. No. Breaking again? No. I think we're alive. No, we're not alive. Okay. So, goes until the gods heard wind of their exploits, for our crew had been having adventures, stealing of the poppies, hunting for the jar of dirt. And this made the gods of the internet. But water, where could they get the poppies, magical flowers from the land of Poland and beyond. They a symbol held in their hearts. Even swaying the gods of the internet into kindness once more. But the poppies needed water with which to grow. Okay. So the jar of dirt, steadfast and grounded, though in the skies it gave them land upon which to stake their claim. The poppies needed soil, the jar of dirt worked perfectly. The poppies, magical flowers from the land of Poland and beyond, a symbol held in their hearts, capable of even swaying the gods of the internet into kindness once more. I think we're alive. Nope, we're not alive. We're gonna keep going. This game is rails, but who needs rails on an air? This stream is falling off the rails, but who needs rails on an airship? Oh, water. Where could to be found except in a store? Except in a storm. In a store. Except in a storm. I'll get that little Urian to write all this down tomorrow. Yeah. I might, for the clip this time, read this story, and that'll be the clip, because we're gonna be a little bit haywire in this stream. It's not gonna make for like good stories, but this could just be part of our lore dump. I kind of like that. Okay, our water. Where could the water be found? Except in a storm. Godstorm, the rain, the lightning, the maelstrom that threatened their ship. The crew and then gathered the rains. What's the word? Oh, are we actually alive? No, that was still going. Okay. Nice, yeah. The Godstorm, the rain, the lightning, the Godstorm, the rain, the lightning, the maelstrom that threatened their ship. The crew gathered the falling rains and planted the poppies. The magical dirt, the what's the word? Enchanted bulbs. They bloomed with such light. The magical dirt, the enchanted bulbs, they bloomed with such light. The gods were distracted. The maelstrom, which should be said is not an easy thing to maintain, even as an internet-based god. How do you spell dissipated? Dissipated. Let's go with that. Dissipated. Dissipated? Dissipated. Yeah, let's go with that. Dissipated. Internet-based god dissipated. Just long enough for our heroes to make their escape. The jukebox of what's the word? The jukebox of haunted tunes played a getaway song as they fled into the skies beyond, and the gods followed. But the maelstrom could not catch them again. I think we're live? Gods, have we escaped ye? The crew and the captain gathered the falling rains and planted the poppies, the magical dirt, the enchanted bulbs. They bloomed with such light that the gods were distracted. The maelstrom, which should be said, is not an easy thing to maintain, even as an internet-based god, dissipated just long enough for our heroes to make their escape. The jukebox of haunted tunes played a getaway song as they fled into the skies beyond, and the gods followed. But the maelstrom could not catch them again. I think we're still breaking. I think we are. But the ship was changed. The airship. The airship. Which does have a name. I feel like I should probably tell you guys the name of the ship. I have told you guys the name of the ship beforehand. Yeah, I do think this could be the best thing to salvage from this stream. Yeah, I think maybe. I think maybe this is falling apart a little bit. We're just gonna do this. Once stolen, as pirates do, from a dock in a land once the airship once stolen, as pirates do, in a land once lost. Its decks grew flowers, I guess. Were full of were smothered in bloom. Were smothered in bloom. The dirt grew. The poppies. What's we gonna do? The dirt grew. The poppies enlarged. No. Crept around every railing? Around of every railing and rope, and held the ship to and here we go. Before long, the plants were holding the ship together entirely. For the damage the maelstrom had caused. We seem fairly alive. Aha! Okay, are we? Okay, I'll finish the sentence, then we'll see where we're at. The damage the maelstrom had caused. The plants now repaired. And the ship was alive. Ship truly was alive. Now, Alice, no. Alive. Although not for me, as long as I do require sleep. Sleep is good. Do not fear the sleep. I think we're here. Okay, let's try. Let us try continuing. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run through there since the morning. Okay. I, had some errands to run that morning. I'm gonna press that. What the hell? Hold it! What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. I really don't. Answer the question. Court of law. You kinda have to. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Oh, whippersnapper! I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. Gates can be climbed. Yeah, you didn't do your job at all. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Yeah, they definitely wouldn't. That's not how that works. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. That would be pretty cool, actually. Like, seeing fully choreographed fights as they prepare them. It's kind of awesome. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Not sure you're capable of that. I think the spiritness is actually, like, in your blood. You are back, I think, again. Fantastic! Yay, this is good! I'm glad it is working. It is threatening to drop us again. But we've escaped the maelstrom. At least this one time. We shall see how we go. Anyways, 1 p.m. when I go back to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? And to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. Let us present this. And we're going to check that. Oh, I need to not do that. Let's present. Aha. Objection! Let me get this straight, old bag. Mrs. Oldbag. Jay, entertain our pirate. Yeah! Telly, hope you have a good sleep. thank you so much for coming, and thank you for sticking through all of this kind of craziness. Ooh, are we functioning? Maybe we are. I think we are. Yeah, we might just do one more hour. I'm thinking the way this is going. We'll see. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. Did you steal this photo? What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Mrs. Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right?
No, they can't! Even he's saying that. Too tired now. No! Sleep is good. Do not fear the sleep.
Well, I mean, I wonder.
True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
No one in this court is accusing that of that Ms. Witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. Yeah, that's fair. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Nosy old man.
Judge.
Of course I have proof.
What? Even Edgeworth is surprised.
The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you.
It's a courtroom. We're doing a murder trial. What do you think, nosy? What do you mean, nosy?
Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Yeah, because it doesn't show anything. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then. Can you actually tell us the proof? Man in the photo.
I never say anything I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. It was the spear that he was meant to be killed with, so he wasn't killed with the spear. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad.
So, okay.
Now, look at that picture.
You can see he's dragging his leg. He might not be dragging his leg. He might just be stepping.
See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
That's not evidence at all. So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's gotta be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Cross-examination! Man in the photo. That morning, during the run through the action scene, trip and fall, he broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Let's press that one. Hold it! He broke a prop.
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
His samurai spear.
The murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down on the court record. Samurai spear updated in the court record. The murder weapon. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape.
Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Let's press on that.
Hold it. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? You just said that.
Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
Thus the nap.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
Dragging his foot. Okay. Cool. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Press. Hold it. Dun dun. Still, you can't look at this and say it's Mr. Powers.
Objection! Dun dun. Yes, but only Mr. Powers would have been dragging his leg.
He has a point. It does seem quite likely that it was Powers. No, that's not how that works. There's got to be more to this. I better keep pressing her. One of the props. Trip and fall. The morning during the run through the action scene. I never say anything I don't mean. Let's try that one. Hold it.
Whippersnapper!
Hey, I haven't said anything yet.
I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. The up and up. Youth today always whining about each other. Blah, 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 blah. Enough to make an old lady want to cry.
Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness.
That's fair. I think Edgeworth has met his match. Okay. Was she there? Hold it! Who was present at the run-through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers. He's the Steel Samurai. Then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me.
And what exactly were you doing?
Observing. Just observing.
What about the assistant?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run-through then? That's good to know. Let's try that one. Hold it! Trip and fall.
Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. Sir Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better?
I kissed it where it hurt. What? What? No! Creepy! Creepy!
Let's skip over that part, shall we?
No, maybe don't. Because she's incredibly creepy and stalkerish to someone who was murdered. Maybe focus on that?
Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her. She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle.
You might continue your testimony.
We've been through that. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Did we really look at that? Hold it! Was Mr. Powers' ankle? Okay, we've done this one. Dressing room outline, that's the nap. Dragon's foot, okay.
I think we've had enough, haven't we, Your Honor?
Well, there is one thing that bothers me.
Which is?
Where is this Steel Samurai costume now?
Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though.
You have the supposed murderer, and you haven't got his stuff? Maybe it wasn't him?
Anyway, that's not important.
It's kind of important.
The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes? And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers.
I suppose that's right. Are you sure, Your Honor? Object! Object! Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. Hey, Traveler, I'm back. Welcome back, Laura. How is it going? How are things? What you may have missed, Laura, is that the internet has been kind of mean recently. So whenever the internet goes down, I'm writing law for our law for this to be recorded later. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else, not caught on camera, could have killed Mr. Hammer. Oh, speaking of, the internet. Okay, we're gonna go back to. Wait, let's give it a sec. See if it comes back. Excellent connection. Are we alive? I think we're alive. I think we're maybe alive. Maybe alive. Possibly alive. Okay, we're back. We're back. Yes. Challenges. I don't know. Let's give that a bit of a moment. The ship was alive. Ship continued its quests with the gods of the intern at their backs, constantly seeking to disrupt and good silliness. Yeah, we might be ending soon, honestly. Are we alive? I think we're alive. Maybe? I can never tell. It dances around so much. Let's have a look at the story so far. Where are we at? Let's start at the beginning. Okay, so the story has passed away is once upon a time, there was a good ship of piratical madness. The story that actually, the poppies. I think we're alive. But the crew had their treasures before them. The jar of dirt, steadfast and grounded, though in the skies it gave them land upon which to stake their claim. The poppies needed soil. The jar of dirt worked perfectly. The poppies, magical flowers from the land of Poland and beyond, a symbol held in their hearts, capable of even swaying the gods of the internet into kindness once more. But the poppies needed water with which to grow. This stream is falling off the rails, but who needs rails on an airship, lol? Water. Where could the water be found? Except in a storm. The god storm, the rain, the lightning, the maelstrom that threatened their ship. The crew and captain gathered the falling rains and planted the poppies. The magical dirt, the enchanted bulbs, they bloomed with such light that the gods were distracted. The maelstrom, which should be said is not an easy thing to maintain, even as an internet-based god, dissipated. Just long enough for our heroes to make their escape. The jukebox of haunted tunes played a getaway song as they fled into the skies beyond, and the gods followed. But the maelstrom could not catch them again. But the ship was changed. The airship, once stolen as pirates do from the dock in a land once lost, its deck was smothered in bloom. The dirt grew, the poppies crept around the edge of every railing and rope, and before long the plants were holding the ship together entirely. For the damage the maelstrom had caused, the plants now repaired, and the ship truly was alive. The ship continued its quests, with the gods of the internet at their backs, constantly seeking to disrupt their adventures, but the crew of the good ship Madness, the airship of our heroes, never would stop. Their seeking of new horizons and good silliness. For the one thing the world always would need is a little good madness. And sometimes that's what's required to bring you to the places you seek. So madness they brought, and madness they found. Never with a slow wind, be they maelstrom or not. They never stops. For the one thing the world always would need is a little good madness. And sometimes that's what's required to bring you to the places you seek. So madness they brought and madness they found, never with a slow wind. Be they maelstrom or not, they never stopped flying. Okay, I think I kind of like that. It's a bit silly. It's very Brothers Grimm, very like oral tradition rather than writing. Yeah, I think we're alive. I think we're alive. Yes. Okay. We'll go for another 40 minutes, I think. And then we'll just see where we're at, because this is a little bit ridiculous. But the gods have let us go. Continue. Oh, no. Gods, we're good. I think we're good. Okay, we're good. Alive. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also.
No. No. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice. You've asked many times.
Witness testimony.
Okay. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go into the studio before then was Will Powers. That's not Will Powers, though. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. Right.
So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Dun dun dun. Cross-examination! Let's see. Time of the poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m. True. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. No one else went there. I would have seen them. I think I'm going to press that because she was not there until 1 o'clock. Dun dun. Are you sure?
Objection! The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy.
Edgy boy.
Ugh. Old windbag sure has balls. Or, well, you know what I mean. Easy. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. No, be nice. That's just misogyny. Was 2:30 p.m. true? Do we actually know that? I'm not sure should we do? Let's press that one. How does she know that? How do you know that? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective, and then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. So he's led the witness and changed the testimony. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studio was before then was Will Powers. Let's press that one. Hold it. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quiet, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking. Right. I guess we'll press that one. No one else went there. What about before you got to the guard station? That's what I was looking for. You mean before 1 o'clock? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then, and I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. I don't know what to do. What can we present? What if we... Let's have a look at this. So she's there. The main gate. She wouldn't have seen them if they went straight from the main gate to the employee area. Oh no, she's over there, right. Let's present that one. No objection! Nurum, Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. It does? I don't see anything contradictory. Huh? Really? Objection overruled. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright. Yeah, okay, I missed that one. Whoops, that didn't go so well. If they had, I would have seen them. Okay, do we have anything else that we can throw at that? Pierced to the chest by a spear. Card keeper grants entry to Studio 1. What if we present this? Objection! Dun dun! The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Yeah, okay. I was to penalize you, Mr. Wright. Yeah, that was maybe a mistake. I must be on the wrong track. What can we do? We've done everything else. The motor weapon and break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Let's present that one. See what we get. Dun dun! Hold on! Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, it is, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Oh, the internet is dying again. Oh, it's dying again. Internet, you come back. Internet, please come back. Okay, I think we're alive. I do believe we're alive. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right, anyway. It's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know what that means. It was taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Dun dun! Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Dun 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 dun! Order, order.
Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright.
Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but two people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only one data for the... Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo?
Dun dun! Only someone with access. The security lady herself.
Yeah! What's your matter, whippersnapper? The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means two people went by.
Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help?
Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too.
Dun dun dun! The darkness ascends.
Oh no. Whippersnapper?
Something the matter, Miss Olberg?
Ah, that's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai.
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
It was her coming back from the, what's the word? Not reference, rehearsal. I bet. She triggered it.
I see. Your testimony, please.
Not allowed to do this multiple times to change your testimony.
Witness testimony, the other person.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Why would you do this on a day of the murder? Oh no, we have no data, go in.
Come on, internet, connect, please. I think we're back. Okay, here.
Miss Oldbag, this is the first time I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it.
I think you should be held in contempt for this.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this.
Yeah.
Cross-examination, the other person.
Every day after I finish my guard, I have one other job to do. Check them, throw any photos on suspicious looking, you see. I remember throwing out one photo that day. You're gonna press on that one, because what did you do?
What did you do? Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased?
A fanboy.
You don't think maybe that's important?
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about, and one was there that day.
Objection! Wait a second, didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area.
Not the most secure place, then. Maybe.
The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain, so there's a way in and out of the murder scene that doesn't have any cameras. You don't want to maybe lead with that?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers.
Kids? So, on the photo that you erased...
It was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade.
Right.
What? Gavel! Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai, dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh yes, well we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him.
A boy in the 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear.
Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect.
Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. Yeah. Someone's been bought off, I think. Doo-dah, doo-dah.
This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.
Internet, are we happy? I think we're happy, yeah. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Dun dun dun. Mr. Powers?
Oh, what was his voice?
I think he was down here. Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest.
So, who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo?
How should I know? Someone stole the costume, probably. The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really.
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
I couldn't imagine anyone wanting to steal a Steel Samurai costume. I feel like if you have fanboys of that intensity, yeah, people will steal it. Also, it's worth a lot of money because it's probably the hero one, and they don't have many of those. So, where does this leave me? Good question. It doesn't look good. Oh, you're the only one. Yeah, you're the only likely suspect right now.
Nick, what are we going to do?
First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this, which is actually a tactic. Like the whole point of the legal system is not to find who is maybe guilty. It's to find who is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. So if you can create doubt that it might have been someone else, that's a tactic that I think people do actually use to get defendants off. I think.
Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day.
Right, but if we pick up the wrong person, we might lose on the spot.
You don't sound very optimistic.
I'm not optimistic at all, actually.
Hey, Nick, it's time.
Okay, let's go.
What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that.
No. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter?
The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. Dun dun! But there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers.
Very well then, Mr. Wright, your thoughts. The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. Dun dun! There is another person who could have committed this crime. Dun dun! Who? Order! Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So who was this person, other than Mr. Powers, that could have committed the murder? Well, it could be the grade school boy. It could be the assistant girl. It could be the security lady. I don't want to say the security lady. We have... The problem with the grade school boy is he can't hold the spear. I don't think the spear is actually that heavy. Its spear would not actually be that heavy in real life, but in the game maybe it would be. Who knows? The assistant girl... Could they say the security lady? I want to say security lady. Dun dun! It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about that injury. The security lady, Oldbag.
What? Whippersnapper!
Order, order. Is this true, Oldbag?
Oldbag? That's Mrs. Oldbag to you.
Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Dun dun!
then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the steel samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in this costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. Not quite, but close enough. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter?
The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
She got on his bad side. That's why.
Oh, what? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there. Do something.
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. I feel like maybe pressing further is a good idea. Let's press further. Dun dun! The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldberg's actions on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to pull a hammer?
Dun dun. You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope.
Wait, just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy, the one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler though, as you said, second or third grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds, tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer.
What? How can you be so sure?
Or is it
Be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day, whippersnapper?
I have proof.
Proof?
Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder? I'm gonna say the photo because it's a tall person. Right? Or was it the murder weapon? I'm gonna... Ooh. They said the murder weapon. Let's use this as the evidence. Take that! Your Honor. The murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. Dun dun! How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The Windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first. Easy. Very well. Gavel! This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more from your please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name?
Something Oldbag, Your Honor.
You're meant to know you people's names. Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Gavel! Dun dun! Ooh, the internet is being mean, and the internet is being mean. Internet is being so mean. Oh no, the internet is being mean. Internet. Our ship must fly! Okay, I think we're back. Okay.
Wait a second. I'm not going to sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking.
Dun dun!
Oh, great. Stop the presses. The Windbag wants to talk.
Mean. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? If you have, you should be held in contempt.
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. It's a law trial. You're not allowed to do that.
Not talk about?
By whom?
Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. Witness testimony, my lips were sealed.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder.
That's the most important detail. Why would you leave that out? What? You are now an accessory to murder. You are covering up evidence. Why would you do this?
They said they had nothing to do with it, see?
Oh, they just said so, did they?
So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Mrs. Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
That's not how the law works. No, this isn't a bad dream. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, my lips were sealed.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. Who was it?
Hold it! Done. Who were these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters. They're usually there on set. Yeah, that's a good start. Why were they quiet? They're meant to be there.
The director?
We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director?
Yeah, that's valid.
Of course.
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
We did. We asked how many people were there. Several times. And you lied. Several times. So where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer.
The Studio 2? There was a Studio 2?
Yeah, we saw that on the map. Well, if you look at the guide map, yeah, down there, see? Here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. Down that way. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but...
I think... I want to continue. I want to ask why they asked to be left out. Do the see? So they told me been there all day. Let's press on that.
Hold it! So they were actually in the studio?
Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came.
I'll kill this woman, I swear it.
I feel sorry for Edgeworth. Almost.
She really left him hanging on this one. And they had nothing to do with it. How do we know that?
Hold it! Dun-dun! Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder.
I know that, silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side.
They bribed you to withhold evidence. They bribed you to withhold evidence.
Okay, that's straight illegal.
So you got your bonus, and you still talked. I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask. Take a break. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Dun-dun! Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. Gavel! The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of.
More work, damn it. I understand, Your Honor.
This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. Gavel! Gavel! October 18th, 1:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Oh, really? It's nothing. Grin. Oh, or should I... sniff?
Maybe. We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination.
So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was that was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been been Old Windbag?
What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick.
Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers.
Poor Old Windbag. I kind of feel sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points out there, with or without my accusation.
Okay, let's get down to the studios.
Right. We'll be back to visit you soon.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
No. No. To be continued. Ah ha ha ha. Saving content. Yes. Save progress up to this point. Absolutely. Turnabout Samurai, the trial of Wright. Yes. I'm thinking. Let's see where we're at. October 18th. Wright and Co. Law Officers. Dun dun dun. Do we maybe have that and we'll end the stream early? I think that might be a point to end it because the internet is being so mean today. Next time we stream, we will have better internet. And it should work a lot better. We'll do a few things before we finish. But yeah, that might be a good save point. So in that case, what we're going to do before we end, we're going to give one full reading of the story of the Maelstrom. Dun dun dun! So the story that was... So, in this stream, for those who are just joining us, we have had so many dropouts that I just started writing a story of the lore of the Traveler of Places. The lore of our character here, and the airship there. The airship that is known as the Good Ship Madness. And, yeah, this is the story that we got. Once upon a time, there was a good ship of piratical madness. And this ship would cross the seas with her crew of creatives and good silliness until the gods got wind of their exploits. Dun dun dun! For our crew had been having adventures, stealing of the poppies, hunting for the jar of streaming dirt, and this made the gods of the internet streams filled with rage. The gods knew they could not allow such an airship to continue without challenge, so they sent a storm before them, filled the air with lightning and turbulence and a maelstrom of streaming winds that threatened to shatter our good heroes. But our crew stood fast. But the crew had their treasures before them, the jar of dirt, steadfast and grounded. The jar of dirt, steadfast and grounded, though in the skies it gave them land... but the crew had their treasures before them, the jar of dirt, steadfast and grounded, though in the skies it gave them land upon which to stake their claim. The poppies needed soil, the jar of dirt worked perfectly. The poppies, magical flowers from the land of Poland and beyond, a symbol held in their hearts, capable of even swaying the gods of the internet into kindness once more. But the poppies needed water with which to grow. Water. Where could water be found? Except in a storm. The gods' storm, the rains, the lightning, the maelstrom that threatened their ship. The crew and captain gathered the falling rains and planted the poppies. The magical dirt, the enchanted bulbs, they bloomed with such light that the gods were distracted. The maelstrom, which should be said is not an easy thing to maintain, even as an internet-based god, dissipated just long enough for our heroes to make their escape. The jukebox of haunted tunes played a getaway song as they fled the jukebox of haunted tunes played a getaway song as they fled into the skies beyond. And the gods followed. But the maelstrom could not catch them again. But the ship was changed. The airship, once stolen as pirates do, from a dock in a land once lost, its decks were smothered in bloom. The airship, once stolen as pirates do, from a dock in a land once lost, its decks were smothered in bloom. The dirt grew, the poppies crept around the edge of every... The dirt grew, the poppies crept around the edge of every railing and rope. Before long, the plants were holding the ship together entirely. For the damage the maelstrom had caused, the plants now repaired, and the ship truly was alive. The ship continued its quests, with the gods of the internet at their backs, constantly seeking to disrupt their adventures. But the crew of the Good Ship Madness, the airship of our heroes, would never stop. Their seeking of new horizons and good silliness, for the one thing the world always would need is a little good madness. And sometimes that's what's required to bring you to the places you seek. So madness they brought and madness they found. Never with a slow wind, be they maelstrom or not, they never stopped flying. And that's the story! Ha 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 ha! I kind of like that that's our first lore story. As the gods try to take down our ship, instead we get tales of woe in return. We shall craft art and stories from their madness. All right, so with that, I'm thinking we're going to end a little bit early because, the internet's been kind of mean today. The gods have been hunting us down, but we did not stop streaming. No, we will fly true. And next time we should hopefully fly a little bit smoother. So, before we leave, those who've been here before know that I like to leave a link for people who want to keep hanging around with some streams, and I like to leave a link to the Alvea Sanctuary. If you don't know who they are an animal sanctuary in Texas, I believe, and they run a 24-hour live stream of the animals in the sanctuary, and the live stream itself helps pay for the animals to live and their care, which is really cool. Oh, they're doing a thing. They have 37 minutes left on a thing they're running. They seem to be doing an event, which is really cool. Awesome, good for them. They don't know I exist, but I like to send people their way because they're doing really cool stuff with streaming. And I like to support animals, and they're doing really cool stuff. So yeah. Anyway, the plan is we shall not be streaming this weekend. We shall be streaming hopefully next Tuesday. So in 1 week's time, and hopefully we shall have better internet and we shall all work well. We shall be doing a Stardew stream again, a chill stream, which will be really good. Also, we're not going to be streaming probably for the last week of December. It's a time for holidays, for family stuff, so I'll be doing that. Then we'll return in the new year. But yes, I shall return next week on Tuesday for a Stardew stream. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and see you next time. Thank you. Fare thee well. Bye-bye. Also, everyone, thank you so much for sticking with us through the internet problems today. I'm so sorry about that.